This is an old dinosaur from the 1980s, might even be from the 1970s. And this, this doesn't move. I mean, it's solid. Now, I don't remember why I gave up trying to use this saw. This is my dad's saw. This piece here, of course, is pretty ragged out, and it's bent up. You can see it's not even flat. So I can either rebend this plate back into shape, which is just going to be really hard to do. It also comes with a really, really nice case. In this case, I thought about making a new plate for this out of a new bottom. It would be a piece of aluminum. Just right there. I need a little shim or a little washer. It also needs new keys. These are all wallered out from the Allen keys. You see I may not be able to see, but I would have to replace this. You can grind aluminum. The problem is that it'll load up your grinding wheel, and then before you can use it again, you'll have to dress it, which is not a big deal, except that every time you dress your grinding wheel, you break it down a little bit. In the meantime, I wanted a kind of a smooth front on this piece of aluminum plate. We're going to go ahead and use this aluminum plate as I guess, temporary fix. So let's go ahead and I've already ground it up a little bit. We have 3 holes drilled for this bottom plate, the new bottom plate. We're going to put this onto this and put these into here. There was a little bit of a complication that the original screws, the ones that hold this plate here, these are sheet metal screws, or sometimes I call them machine screws. And normally that's for sheet metal, but this is not sheet metal. This is aluminum, and it's a solid piece of aluminum. So I've decided to change the screws to these, which are a little bit more fine threaded. And you can see a pretty obvious difference between these screws here. And that, of course, required a tap. So we got out a tap, and I wish I had a bottom tap, but I don't have a bottom tap. Now, one of the problems of getting these 3 holes drilled was to make sure that they matched up with these holes and that they were the same distance from the edge. A notch under 3/4, and this one is also about a notch under 3/4. So I wanted to make sure that this was straight, so that when it mounted to the drill and you put it on an edge guide, that it would follow the edge guide straight. We haven't tapped these other 2 holes, so that's next. Now it looks like it's not giving me a lot of trouble. Aluminum is fairly easy metal to work with, but it's also a pretty easy metal to screw up. Now these already had a tap in them, but a wrong size tap from a different type of screw. These were the self-tapping screws. You know, it surprised me that they actually put those type of screws into this metal here. The engineer should have known better. But it might be that way back then they didn't have all the different types of aluminum. So this could be a weaker. It's not really a lot of tapping going on here. So all the that's pretty much how easy it is. You can see there's a little bit of, not much. Let's try a screw in here. Okay, so, and then let's tap the third one here. Okay, so this is going to go this way. But you can see there's one obvious problem. Very obvious problem. There's no hole here. There are probably quite a few ways to chamfer, but the simplest and easiest way is just with a drill bit. With an oversized drill bit, what I've done is taken a bit that's at least as big as the screw head, and I've chamfered it. So let's do the other. Let's do another one real quick. It's not enough because it looks like there's not gonna go down far enough. Okay, so that one is also not enough. I'll look back at this one here. That one's flush with the surface, so just about what you want. And it can go below the surface, but it gives it a chance. If it does go below the surface, it gives it a chance to hook on stuff. This needs another. A little bit more. Okay, so that appears to be about nice and flush right there. Now we need to measure this piece. And that was my intent to do next time. We need to measure just how deep this guy here is. Let's turn it on. So it's already zeroed. And then we're going to measure the depth of this by measuring the distance between the top of this and that plate. So that appears 0.143. Okay, you might have thought that finding 3 little washers that added up to 0.142 would be easy. Honestly, only because I have 1,000,000 washers, but man, it took some battling to find 3. One was a 0.61, then the other was 0.61, then a 0.17, and when I put them all together, it's 0.141 or 142. I said, okay, close enough. Okay, so nothing complicated for this. I think what I'm going to do, I've just drilled a hole through that, or I haven't drilled a hole. Just drew a hole around the chuck. Just push the chuck all the way down to the bottom. It's plugged in, by the way. That's it, one speed. That's it, one speed. That's all it's got. So we're going to drill a pilot hole for this guy right here. Okay. Okay. Okay, clamp in place. May or may not hold. We'll see. The only issue, if I don't put a clamp on this, and once it gets to the bottom, it starts to grab near the bottom, it'll flip this thing hard, and it could cut me. So, and throw stuff off the table. So, this is the part where we get to the bottom. We've got to give some torque. Yeah, need a little more torque. Yeah. Yeah, it's the part where it doesn't want to cooperate. We'll kick the speed back up. There we go. Okay, so I was wondering why we needed the open space out here in front of the tool bit, and then I started to run a to do a cut, and I realized that when I start the cut, I'm not going to be able to see anything. I'm not going to be able to find the line I need to follow. So obviously I'm going to have to cut those. I'm going to have to cut this section. I'm going to have to cut this section out right here. And it's, yep, missed it. So, just kind of dirt, break it off. Yeah, missed it. That's nice. Okay. I don't want to fool with that or not. I don't know if I care. It's not pretty, but it's functional. We might have to brush this out a little bit. So, just because make it smooth, because it's going to scratch the wood if I leave it this way. So, I brushed out this part here, just so it doesn't scratch anything that I put this on. And I also brushed out these here to make sure there are no little burrs in this. Yeah, ready to go. Okay, so it's all screwed on. Put back together. This one is shorter than the ones I bought. So it's about half the length, and I wanted something a little bit longer just because I noticed how deep these had to go in. They really had to go in really, deep. So, and it's, if they do go in, okay. Let's do that. And that one, see, these are all bugged out. These are all wormed out. But they had the exact right size, and I went and bought two more. They were 50 cents a piece. And I think the Allen wrench might have been, see how deep that has to go, and it's tight too. See, that one's going all the way down. That's the issue right there. See, this one I could have bought a shorter one, but this one goes all the way down. Alright, so those are the correct, or just about the correct screws for this job. And this is what it should be. Nice and flat. Okay. I'm waiting a week or two to make that cut. Thanks for watching my program. If you like my videos, be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Have a great day.